The following program is brought to you by Podcast One Sportsnet.
Hey, where are you going, Jim? The elevator's over here.
Taking the stairs.
But our meeting's up on 8.
Yeah, I know.
But that's 8 floors up. That's like 8 times 8. A lot of stairs.
That's the point. I've already lost a few pounds and earned almost $100 in wellness incentives.
Whoa, you're getting rewarded for working out?
Yeah, I know. I'm just as surprised as you are, Bob.
Fearless is full of surprises. That's the power of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Federal Employee Program. Learn more about our healthy benefits and sign up at fepblue.org/chooseblue by December 11th.
Direct from the heart of Lakers Nation, Podcast One Sportsnet brings you America's Lakers Podcast with Jay Mohr, the official podcast of the Los Angeles Lakers. Get the inside scoop without the gossip about your favorite team that lives up to the purple and gold standard. Here's your host, Jay Mohr.
America's Lakers Podcast. How you guys doing? There's the gold standard, then there's the purple and gold standard. Jay Mohr at JMohr37. Hashtag it ALP, Mohr Sports, whatever you wish. With
hashtag it America's Lakers Podcast. I've seen that been going around also.
Let's do it. This is the
ALP. It is
official podcast of the Los Angeles Lakers. We got the blessing from powers that be. Aaron Larsoul and I are in the underbelly of the beast here.
The bowels, right?
The bowels of corporate overlord name of the arena here
I think
in
it's
Phoenix.
Something Walking Stick Arena.
Walking Stick Casino Resort.
Right.
I played that resort, so I helped build this place.
How was the room? How'd you do?
I'll tell you one thing. The monitors in that showroom were a lot better than the monitors in this dump.
Yeah.
Good God.
I don't want to talk bad about our hosts here, but it's a mess. The arena's a mess.
The scoreboard, Julius Randle never played, according to the scoreboard. Number 30 was never up there.
Yes, and they had the Verizon. You know, at Staples, they have the big, huge HD screens, the Jumbotron, as they call it. And here they have Verizon-branded, not sponsored, Verizon-branded enormous cell phones turned landscape. And it's turned landscape, and they're definitely SD monitors, so you can't see what's going on.
Sepia tones on Brandon Ingram.
They look like if you could go to the amusement park and get a picture taken with your in all the old Western gear. I'll be the sheriff.
I think it was a log flume. Yours is way better. Lakers win 193 over the Phoenix Suns, and it was uncomfortable for a really long time.
Yeah, it was back and forth.
It's hard to have 25 points and shoot 11 for 19 and not be the player of the game. I'm going to say the player of the game, though, was not Jordan Clarkson, who I'm saying is the official backup point guard.
Yeah, I have a little issue with that, but we'll get into that, yeah.
I'm going to say Corey Brewer in 18 minutes. These numbers don't jump out at you. 5 for 7. He hit a big three, and he just was this great spark. 13 points. Corey Brewer on defense. Good Lord, he was something else.
He was amazing. Especially, early in the season, the third game, I think it was the third game of the season. Here, in fact, the Lakers were struggling. Booker was putting up a bunch of buckets. Devin Booker was really hot, and the Lakers brought Corey Brewer in to kind of cool him down. And you saw that in moments. Booker was good again tonight, but you saw that. Yeah, he was really
was
good.
Unconscious.
But when Corey Brewer comes in, it's really a struggle. He knows, he's a veteran. He knows how to make things difficult for guys. He knows how to make guys have trouble getting their spots, getting the shot they want. The best players in the NBA, and Devin Booker is one of the best scorers in the NBA. They're going to score points. But what you got to do, and Corey Brewer did a great job of this tonight, he just made it difficult for him.
36 points for Booker.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he had more than 4 against Corey Brewer. And you called it in the first episode that Corey Brewer, what people don't realize, like fans on social media that are, crapping all over Corey, like, why is he even on the court? He's the wing defender. He's the guy in the wing that can shut your guy down. And Devin Booker got quiet real quick. Lakers went. This is a game where really nothing was well. This
the
was
Lakers didn't play well.
Sick patient that walked out of the hospital victorious.
So what you're saying is the Lakers pulled the plug on the Suns.
They did. Coach Tony Bennett had some choice words. Coach Tony Bennett of the Lakers had some choice words for, I swear to God, Devin Booker, you got me bewitched, bothered, and bewildered. Miss a shot, okay? All right. Corey Brewer, put a body. So what went right for this game? And we got to talk about LeBron throwing some shade.
Yes.
At Phil Jackson,
yes.
Man. Wow.
Yes.
And then
the Cavs finally won. They won tonight as we record this. They won against the Knicks. It's been a real struggle for the Cavs, but this is what LeBron does. We'll get into it. I don't want to interrupt you, but we'll get into it. But this is classic LeBron, the subtweeting, the passive-aggressive social media stuff. But he got at Phil a little bit.
That was Dom. That wasn't sub. His ride to the subway talking trash. So Corey Brewer, I'm going to say, is player of the game.
I agree.
With apologies to Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, Clarkson was great.
I think out there in Lakers land, everybody global, worldwide, you got people listening in Australia and Europe and Asia. The big question you had that we never got to at the dry erase board is who is the Lakers' backup point guard?
Yes.
And ideally it'd be Josh Hart. His minutes are, he's a DNP.
Yeah, he didn't play tonight.
And it can't really be Jordan Clarkson because he's really a two guard, but he does run the offense when he's on the floor.
Yeah, so Clarkson is what we call a combo guard, right? He's kind of in between a 1 and a 2. He looks, in my opinion, for his own too much to be a 1.
I called him Mini Mello in Game 3.
Yeah, that's fair. So that's why I worry about the Lakers' backup. And you can see that when we've talked about how good Lonzo has been and how he's had plus, his plus-minus, even when Lonzo hasn't shot the ball well, which he did not again tonight. That Lonzo's been a plus because he gets the Lakers in offense and he runs the offense well, and that's what you need out of a backup point guard. You need somebody, a traditional point guard. You need somebody that's going to get easy shots for their teammates, and that's not like let's call we on this podcast we call a spade a spade. That's not the strength of Jordan Clarkson's game. He's a really good shooter. He's good off the bounce and getting his own, but he's not a guy that gets easy buckets for his teammates. Something that LeBron does. We're going to talk about LeBron later. Lonzo does. So you want your point guard to get easy baskets. So I want to know, and I think the Lakers are trying to find this out, is who is going to help their teammates get easy baskets on the second unit.
It's interesting because you have, by the way, I was just sitting on one of the Suns dancers,
yes.
like shirt, dress, mitten combo,
yes.
And she just started rooting around behind me, digging around. It was almost a prostate exam, and I've already had one of those, and if you've never had a prostate exam, it's 90% ugh, 10% ooh. I said to the doctor, can I come back tomorrow? I can get this to 50-50 because I'm a freak. Everybody out there in America, Asia, I mean, we really are it's crazy repping. We had a 250% increase in subscriptions last Friday.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody. Rate, review, put jibber jabber 5 stars. You have a point guard that can't shoot combined with a point guard that can't pass. What other teams? It seems, though, almost systematic of the whole league. It seems like you're explaining the Cavs, you're explaining the Celtics like that. Well, I don't think this is a bigger problem than what you're presenting that it is. If a guy like Jordan Clarkson isn't dishing dimes all over the place, I do think he makes guys better, and I saw a lot more motion with him on the floor running the show than I did with Zoe.
Yeah, I mean, Look, there's a few ways to make life easier for your teammates.
I think we're going to get Corey Brewer here in a second, who loves Mabel from the Lady Party. All right, we're going to wait on Corey Brewer. He's being interviewed right now. He's wearing one of those cool headsets where you can talk cool. So I'm going to do my golf announcer voice because we're around a lot of Lakers right now. We're being interviewed by other members of the media. America's Lakers podcast, the official podcast of the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers put their seal of approval on it. Please subscribe, rate, review. Go to jmohr.com and use that Amazon banner. If you're going to shop on Amazon, go to my website and click through. It doesn't cost you anything except one click, and all that money goes to my son's college fund.
A click doesn't cost anything?
No, clicks are free, baby.
Okay.
Headlines. I got a quick headline for you. I'm waiting for people to tweet their headlines more.
Okay.
It's the same 100 people on Twitter going after it. I have a growth spurt.
Look at this.
Look at my man.
We're gonna stop this. Corey's here. We're gonna stop doing headlines.
How are you, man? Really good to see you.
You too.
You been good?
Been great.
This is my buddy Aaron Larsoul. We're doing the official Lakers podcast. They put their seal on it. So
nice.
You got 2 minutes.
Yeah,
because I told them we would. 05? Okay. I told them we would never ask a player for an interview, but when you were tomahawk dunking like Neek, just coming down the lane, throwing it down, I'm like, we gotta get CB in here.
Got you, man.
Aaron Larsoul is my analytical genius guy, and he was telling me game 1 actually. He said, "Well, people don't realize as Corey Brewer, if there's 0 points on the board, there's 3 games you." By the way, I got player of the game. That was fantastic. Well done, man. And Aaron pointed out what people don't realize is you're the guy that stops the other dude's wing. Like, you are playing. Have you played better defense than you're playing right now?
I play the same defense. I feel it's when I get a chance. I'm on a lot of teams, but I don't get the minutes to go out there and prove I can play D. But when I get the minutes, I'm guarding guys. I'm making it tough on them all night.
Like, Corey, you really are proving it. Like, Booker had like 6,000 points in the first half, and then you come off 28 points in the first half. You come off the bench, and it gets real quiet, and he got frustrated. What happened when Tyson Chandler wrapped up? I believe it was Ingram. Just really routine foul. You just grabbed the guy. It was very actually gentle. Tyson Chandler's a giant. Oh, yeah. And then on the other side of the court, Corey. Devin Booker goes over to the Lakers bench, and he's like standing where Luke sits. What? Do you know what was said?
I think somebody said he was flopping. He was frustrated. When guys get frustrated, they get a little emotional. So that's a good thing. When you get the best player frustrated, it's great.
I asked you that? Because you were the reason he was frustrated.
For sure.
What do you think is the biggest difference from – it seemed like the fourth quarter was an entirely different game. The energy spiked up. It seemed almost like a lethargy in the first three quarters. Luke, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, wants you guys to pretty much run the ball up every single possession. I didn't see a lot of that tonight, but in the fourth quarter, it was almost like a light switch where everybody just went click and clicked it in. What happens? Because we don't know as fans. What happens?
It's when certain guys are in we knew with the group we had in the fourth, we had to run. We had to push it. We had to play D. And, we played together. And the ball starts moving. When the ball starts moving, we're good. When we don't hold the ball and make tough plays, we're a good team.
A lot of people have been asking us on Twitter and in person what makes a guy, especially a rookie, transformational, right? And there's the talk about Lonzo. He hasn't been shooting the ball great. But what kind of guy is he in the locker room? Is he the point guard of the locker room?
He is, but he's quiet. He's a quiet guy, but he's learning to be a leader. He's been more vocal lately, which is good for him.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time, but he's going to get it because he's going to be the future. So he's got to be more vocal, and I think he's getting there.
And you've been around the league a long time. So what have you seen? What are you liking from him and Kuz, who – Jay and I have been talking about if it wasn't for Ben Simmons, he could be in and Jay and I get an argument about whether or not Simmons should be even considered a rookie. But what are you seeing from the guys, the young guys especially, even Brandon, the second year guys?
For Lonzo, man, he's getting better each game. He's having a tough time shooting it, but it's going to come. It's like 13 games, 14 games.
Right.
Once that comes, he's going to be a totally different guy, and his game's going to go to another level. Brandon's got a lot better. Brandon's he's learning too. Last year he was a rookie. He's still young. He's 20 years old. He keeps getting better. He's working on his game, and he's just trying to figure it out. But
I took the potential label off Brandon Ingram. Like, he's in it now to win it. Like, I'm good with Brandon Ingram. Yeah. Tonight was just a weird night for everybody. It was one of those nights where, like, kind of nothing went right, and then you guys he said, then and the patient walks out of the hospital, and Aaron goes, so they just pulled the plug on the Suns, essentially. Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, yeah.
And Kuz is the man right now. Kuz is he knows what he's doing out there, man. He's
an
older guy. He went 4 years, so he knows how to play.
Is Kuz giving you buckets in practice?
Nah, Kuz ain't giving me no buckets. I locked that up. Ain't nobody in there giving me buckets. You can ask him. But Kuz, he just stays within himself, and he goes out there and plays great ball every night.
I'll see you on the plane, Hammer. I'm happy to see you, bro. I remember you came in the radio show and you held that Yorkie, little Mabel. Yeah, every time you get a basket, I'm like, there's Mabel's guy.
Oh, for sure.
I'm happy to see you, man. Happy for you. Good to see you smiling like that. You're always smiling like that.
Man, for sure. I'm happy.
CB.
NBA, man.
That's right. He's got it. You already last.
That's CB, Corey Brewer, the player of the game.
I'm smiling because I'm playing in the NBA, man.
Yeah.
And
it's part of the trade last year. So he's had to change situations coming over from Houston. It's a different situation. He was playing a little bit more in Houston, and now coming over to the Lakers, where it's more of a developmental thing, where you're kind of mentoring the young guys, and it's really good to see. And the NBA is about, I've said this back in Portland and throughout, the NBA is about opportunity. Right, and so a lot of young guys who aren't playing that much are worried about, when am I going to get my chance? When am I get my chance? And Luke has said it. He's even said it to Luol Deng. There will be a chance, and you have to be ready. And Corey, who came into a different role last year after the trade to the Lakers, where he's becoming more of a mentor and not playing as much, when he's getting his chance like he did tonight, he was ready.
Was he ever that guy, that defensive guy off the bench on the wing before this? He was always like, He's
always been a good defensive player, yes.
Okay. There's no dissension.
Even back to the college days.
That's right.
The Florida college days.
Oof, what a team. There's no dissension in this locker room.
No.
All the negativity that exists is out in social media. It's out in the newspapers, the bloggers. They want to just point out, like, this stinks, that stinks, this stinks.
Right.
This locker room, there's no dissension. I haven't really heard. I mean, Luol Deng said he wants to be released.
Yeah, traded or bought out, yeah.
It's like, well, easier said than done, pal.
Sure.
Empty your pockets then.
Sure, right.
You make it lighter on yourself.
Right. Let me hold something for you.
So, like, would you ever think last year that there'd be dissension at the Cavaliers locker room? There'd be dissension at all these different locker rooms. Like,
the Cavs.
The Lakers are smooth sailing.
Correct.
And
it definitely seems that, and we're watching it now as guys coming in and out of the locker room smiling and high-fiving each other. Yeah.
But you got the Cavaliers. Let's talk about them after this word from our sponsors.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on, man?
Hi, Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the team, Loveline, man. You guys remember us from back in the day? Well, we're doing a pod, and we're doing it every day.
And we've been doing it for a while, and if I hear one more time people saying, God, I loved you and Adam together on Loveline, and I'm like, yeah, we're doing a podcast. Will you please just join us at the Adam and Dr. Drew Show, please? At AdamandDrDrewShow.com. It's a great show. Come on now. Only on Podcast One. That's us, Adam and Dr. Drew Show. Just like the old days.
Doctor's orders.
Oh, man, you're funny.
Yep. All right, let's go save some babies.
Let's do it.
Thanks for coming in, Mr. Mahoney. Do you have your member ID card?
Yep, I have it right here in the FEP Blue app, see?
Great.
It's awesome. The app can also help me find a provider and keep tabs on my deductibles.
Okay, can I...
Oh, yeah, and my out-of-pocket spending and visit limits, and I can call the nurse line.
I'm really glad it does all that, but I only need to see your member ID card.
Oh, that's it? Why didn't you say so?
Fearless is just one tap away. With the new FEP Blue app from Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you can access your health benefits on the go. Download it now at fepblue.org/app.
America's Lakers podcast. Welcome back. Jay Mohr, Aaron Larsoul. Rate, review, subscribe. Tell a friend to hit subscribe. It helps us a lot.
And comment.
And jibber jabber.
You can say jibber jabber if you want, or you can leave us a real comment. I particularly like the ones that are very complimentary towards myself. But I think
I circle them, retweet them.
You do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Cavaliers have been such a mess this year, and the personnel is obviously when you lose Kyrie Irving, that's an enormous loss.
Yeah, and the guy that they have to replace him, Isaiah Thomas, hasn't played yet.
And when he does play, as you said, he's going to be the worst defender on the floor.
He's going to be among them. Yeah, he's not going to help their defense. And the Cavs have literally the worst defense in the NBA.
But it's the same personnel, which I don't understand. You got Kevin Love.
Well, you know what's interesting? They have better personnel. Yes, Tristan Thompson is hurt, but they have defensively they have better personnel. So they got Jay Crowder in that trade, and they got rid of Kyrie Irving, who's been good. John Ireland is here with us. John Ireland is here.
Sneaking
up.
Aaron?
How you doing, man?
I'm well. How about you?
I'm good now. I'm glad they won that game. Boy, would you ever think you'd see that out of Corey Brewer?
We just
talked to him. Our player of the game.
Yeah, fantastic, wasn't he?
He's the player of the game. It's hard to knock it. Did Clarkson have 25, 29?
Yeah, one of those two. They don't win this game without the bench. The bench saved him. And that's I told Brewer after the game, we interviewed him on the air, and I said, that's my favorite game for you as a Laker. He said, there's not even a close second.
Oh, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he said, that's a great game for me. And we just talked to Lonzo, and Lonzo is in a great mood. I didn't know how he would be. He was coming off a triple-double, and he said, as long as we win, I don't care. And Clarkson was hot, and they rode him.
Did you ever think in your life, last year, would you think that the Lakers' locker room would be so harmonious after a 1-3 road trip that was, let's face it, in the middle, a little humiliating at times?
Sure.
And the Cavaliers would just be rife with dissension, tabloids, taking the subway to work, throwing shade at Phil Jackson unnecessarily, talking about draft picks. LeBron, this is King James.
Yeah, and to answer your question, it depends which of those games you win on the 1-3 road trip. If you win the last one, it makes it a lot easier. But the thing I liked about this game was that their bench, the Lakers' bench, carried them. And this team is not good enough to win with just 4 or 5 guys. They need to go 7-8 deep. And tonight, they went 9 deep. And without Clarkson and without Brewer, they lose. I used your long 5 tonight, by the way. I know you call it Sepulveda, but I stole a long 5 from you, and so I used it tonight.
The long 5 lineup. Yeah. Are you surprised, LeBron James, and don't answer and don't speak out of school, are you surprised LeBron is still digging in on this thing when the guy that he's digging in against isn't even there anymore?
The more trouble, the better If LeBron is in any way unhappy, that's a shame. But he's a free agent at the end of the year. He's free to go anywhere. So if he's unhappy, I'm happy.
I like that a lot. John Ireland, Oklahoma City, Melo, Paul George, and of course
Russell Westbrook.
Thank you.
Yes, the MVP.
That guy. Good old what's his name? Not now playing fairly well, but really off to an odd start. It's are we seeing the passing of the, hey, we got the 3 superstars and we go, or is that like an absolute illustration there has to be chemistry?
I would compare, Jay, to the Miami team when Wade, Bosh, and LeBron got together the first time. You guys remember they started 9-8. It takes time. That Oklahoma City team's going to be good. It's just going to take some time with them. Cleveland is the weirder thing to me because those guys all played together before. They're bringing everybody back. I don't understand why that's not clicking. But the Oklahoma City thing, I'm not worried about. I think they're going to be good.
Melo's starting to look like Boris Diaw. Melo, he's playing
the floor. Good?
Yeah, Fat Boris? Yeah, Michael calls him Fat Boris.
What do you call him?
I call him a stretch mark 4.
I got to go catch the bus, but let me say this.
We do too.
The fact that good that America's podcast traveled to a road game is excellent. Excellent. Good for you.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up because it's time to we're getting on the bus, so we'll get with you guys soon.
Put your name on it. Lakers win. There's the gold standard. There's the purple and gold standard.
Thanks for listening to America's Lakers podcast with Jay Mohr, exclusively on Podcast One Sportsnet. New episodes every Wednesday on PodcastOne.com, the Podcast One app, or subscribe on Apple Podcasts.
Thanks for coming in, Mr. Mahoney. Do you have your member ID card?
Yep, I have it right here in the FEP Blue app, see?
Great.
It's awesome. The app can also help me find a provider and keep tabs on my deductibles.
Okay, can I...
Oh, yeah, and my out-of-pocket spending and visit limits, and I can call the nurse line.
I'm really glad it does all that, but I only need to see your member ID card.
Oh, that's it? Why didn't you say so?
Fearless is just one tap away. With the new FEP Blue app from Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you can access your health benefits on the go. Download it now at fepblue.org/app.